Hey there, it's Jason Blake again with Henrico County Recreation and Parks. Today I'm here with Mr. Andy Crane. He's going to be my victim again for today's core strength workout. Okay, so a lot of similar exercises that we did previously in the HIIT video, but focusing just on core and lower back exercises today. But our warm-up again from the very beginning of the video, you saw the warm-up and the exercise there. So today we're going to walk through walking in place, take it up to a jog in place, jumping jacks, air squats, crunches, and some heel touches. And then our main workout will be mainly on the floor, okay, 10 to 20 reps, and then you can do 1 to 3 rounds, depending on how much core work you want to get in. Okay, so we're going to do some crunches, we're going to do heel touches, reverse crunches, leg raises, flutter kicks, V-ups.
And you're going to show us what all these are.
I'm going to show you all these exercises, buddy. Don't worry. Scissor kicks, plank hold, left and right plank hold, and then seated V-sits, which we did in the previous video, oblique twist, which we also did in the HIIT video. And then we're going to focus at the very end. The last 3 exercises will be all lower back extensions, Supermans, and some swimmers. Okay, so unlike the previous video, what we're going to do is rep scheme and not a timing scheme. Okay, our warm-up, we're going to start with just walking in place. Okay, these will be for 30 seconds, so make sure you time yourself. And then we're going to take it up to our jog in place. Then we're going to go to slowing it down, and then we're going to go to our air squats, down and up, making sure you get those hips and rear end down and back between those heels for 30 seconds. And then we're going to take it down to the floor, where Andy and I will face each other this time. Our feet will be flat to warm up that core midsection. And we're just going to do regular crunches, getting those shoulder blades up, elbows out wide. Don't pull behind your neck. Keep those fingertips at your temple. We'll do those for 30 seconds. And then from that HIIT video previously, we're going to do those heel touches where we take those arms at our side, fingertips reaching for your heels, side to warm up those obliques. Okay, then he and I will take a quick rest. And then what we'll do is we're going to go through our series of exercises. We're going to start with 10 to 20 reps. So you pick and choose if you're going to do 10, 12, 15, 20, whichever. If you want to do more than 20, that's totally fine as well. But we're going to go through all 15 exercises, 10 to 20 reps, and then he and I will take a break. So to give you an example of all these exercises, we'll demonstrate them first, and then he and I will get back up and start the entire workout from warm-up for you. Okay, so we're going to do our regular crunches. So you want your feet flat, knees bent, fingertips at your temple, elbows out wide, just like you did in the warm-up a second ago. So you're going to come up, squeeze, breathe out, and release. Make sure you are getting those shoulder blades up off the mat. So we would do 10 to 20 of those. A quick break. Then we're going to take our hands at our side like we did in warm-up, and Andy and I are going to do our penguin or our heel touches, making sure those shoulder blades stay up. If you're not reaching your heels, bring them closer to you so you can reach them. If you are reaching them and challenge yourself, you can reach further out by placing your feet further out in front of you. So we do 10 to 20 on each side there. Then we're going to go into our reverse crunches from the HIIT video. That's where we take our hands, place them under our lower back. We're going to bend our knees, toes pulled up, and we're going to lightly tap our heels to the floor and then bring our knees to our chest, slightly raising our hips, and then tap back down. So again, 10 to 20 of these as well, okay? And then from there, we're going to keep our hands under our lower back and go to our leg raises. So here, we got some modifications for you if you need to. If you can go all the way up, you're going to take them all the way up to perpendicular, right over your hips, and then right back down to the floor, just 6 inches above the floor. Don't touch the floor. That takes the pressure off your abdominals. So you want to make sure they're staying contracted, and then raise it back up and back down. If you need to, start a little higher, take the pressure off your lower back, and then just raise up from there. So you're not going as low, but you're still getting them perpendicular. If you need to as well, you can always start on the floor and just raise one leg up and then alternate with the other leg. And you can do 10 to 20 per side. Those are some modifications for your leg raises, just in case you have some lower back chronic issues there, or it might hurt your lower back for strengthening purposes if your lower back isn't strong enough to raise those legs up and down. Okay, from there we're going to go into our flutter kick. So again, legs straight. This time our hands are still under our lower back. We're going to point our toes. The goal is to get those feet 6 inches off the floor and kick fast but short. Short, fast kicks. And again, we do 10 to 20 of these on each leg. Okay, if that hurts your lower back, again, bring them up a little higher and then just do your flutter kicks there. If that still hurts, bring them up perpendicular and you can do your flutter kicks there. So there's always a way to still do the exercise. All right, so from there, we're going to go into our V-ups. So here, a little bit harder exercise. You're going to extend your legs all the way flat to the floor. And he's going to join me. He's going to point his toes. Our arms are going to be overhead. And from here, you're going to come up and make a V with your body, reaching for your toes.
Sure we are, Jason.
Yep. And then release back down. So we're going to go and try and get those shoulder blades off the mat at the same time, reaching your fingertips to your toes. And we're going to go and try and get 10 to 20 of those. If you're not feeling that, or that's hurting your lower back again, or maybe it's just too hard of an exercise right now, you can go one leg, reach up, release it, and then switch. And again, you can do 10 to 20 of those. Okay, from there, we're going to take our hands, place them back under our lower back. Similar to our flutter kicks, we're going to point those toes. We're going to raise them up 6 inches off the floor. This time we're going to crisscross, left over right, right over left. You can go as quickly as you want to, 10 to 20 reps, crisscrossing.
It's like a scissor.
Scissor kicks, exactly, buddy. And then you can relax. If that hurts your lower back, again, like the flutter kicks, raise them up about halfway, and you can crisscross that way. If that still puts a little pressure on your back, raise them up and crisscross higher up in the air. Good job, buddy. From there, we're going to come up and go into our plank hold. So Andy and I will face each other. We can go elbows, okay, or hands, all right? I guess Andy doesn't want to face me. He wants to be right beside me. So
yeah, sorry, you know.
We're all good. So right here, you're going to go into that. These are going to be for 30 seconds. So your plank and your side planks will be for 30 seconds. So here, and if you need to modify that, you can drop your knees down.
Or you can go up, right?
Or you can go up, yes sir. You can take it up to your hands, right under those shoulders, making sure your shoulder blades are still pulled back and your abs are nice and tight in that back. Like you can see, Andy here is nice and flat, and his hips and butt are all stacked together, okay? Good, so then from there, we would hold that for 30 seconds. Then he and I will go onto our right elbow. Okay, so we're gonna go right elbow. And here, you're gonna make sure that elbow is under the shoulder, nice and stacked. You're gonna take your right foot on the floor, place the left on top, and then we're gonna go into our side plank. If you need to, keep that free hand on the floor for more support. If you can raise it up. Okay, make sure those hips are stacked and pointed straight ahead. You can take that arm up. If you want to make it harder, then you can raise that top leg and hold that for 30 seconds. If you need to modify it, just drop those knees, bend them to the floor, and hold there. And if you want to make this one even harder, you can take it from an elbow to a hand under the shoulder, taking it up, stack it. Now you're a little bit more unstable with that hand, and now you're going to take, if you want to make it even harder from there, you can take that leg up and kind of hold that little tree pose or triangle pose and relax. Then he and I will switch it right over to our left side. We're doing the same exact thing, just making sure we're focusing on the other obliques. So stack it. If you need to, you can raise that leg, modify it, drop those knees down, and again, you can take it up to that hand and hold it there. Okay, each one of those for 30 seconds. Then our next exercise, we seated, facing whichever way Andy chooses to face this time. Okay, hands at our side, just like in the previous HIIT video. And we're gonna do those seated V-sits. So 10 to 20 reps here. He and I will start with our legs straight out, leaning slightly back, and we can bring our knees in, kick it out, in, kick it out. If you need to modify it, touch the floor. Each time you come out, keep it intense. You can keep those feet up in the air. To modify another way, one knee, then the other. If you want to get really aggressive, bring your knees up, bring your hands up, and now you can do your V-sits without any
Not me,
support.
Jason.
Good job, buddy. All right, so then from there, we do oblique twist, just like in that previous HIIT video. So we're gonna lean back slightly.
Right.
Andy killed me in this one last time because he beat me to it by raising his feet to make it harder. And then we're just gonna twist side to side. To modify it, you can do what Andy's doing, drop those heels down side to side, and make sure you're driving your elbow and your shoulder to each side to get those deeper oblique muscles, okay? Not just your elbow and do this, okay? Make sure you rotate that body through, all right? Good, then from there, we're gonna go onto our stomach, into our prone position, and our last 3 exercises, we'll be focusing on that lower back. So I'm gonna extend the arms and legs, arms out straight in front, your head will be down, and then everything from your hips all the way to your toes will remain on the floor. Andy and I are just gonna raise our arms and our torso and get up as high as we can. So you're gonna raise it up, pressing those hips and legs and toes to the floor, and then release down. And we would do 10 to 20 of these, raising up and down, focusing on that lower back. If you want to modify it, you can bring your hands to your temple, and then you can raise up that way by shortening your lever, okay? If you also want to modify that, you can put one hand out in front and use this hand under you, under your forehead, to help you raise up to squeeze your lower back, okay? Because our main focus is strengthening that lower back. Whenever we work the front part of the body, here our core, our abdominals, we also want to make sure we focus on the back side of that body, or our lower back, okay? And that lower back is a smaller muscle group, so it's not going to take as many exercises to burn that out, okay? So then our next to last exercise, we're going to focus on the Supermans, or if you're a woman at home, these can be Superwomans, okay? So you're going to extend those arms out, and Andy is going to show us his Superwoman, okay? And we're going to raise our arms and our legs up together, squeeze at the top, and release it down, okay? Superman, Superwoman, squeeze up, squeeze down, and then he and I both would do 10 to 20 reps on those lower back Superman, Superwoman exercise. And our last one will be the harder one, because you're going to stabilize and do a static hold or isometric hold of that lower back. And these are called swimmers. So you're going to go into that Superman, Superwoman position. You're going to raise your arms and your legs together and hold it there. And then Andy and I are going to move our arms down and up with our legs, alternating left to right for 10 to 20 reps.
Kind of like The Walking Dead.
Just kind of like we are moving, swimming in the water, even though we don't swim like this, but we call them swimmers anyway. And relax. Okay, so that would be our warm-up all the way through our core strengthening and lower back exercises. So now Andy and I are going to pop up, and we're going to go through the entire workout for one round. And again, you can decide if you want to do 1, 2, or 3 rounds. This is rep scheme, 10 to 20 reps. Make sure you have some water, because you're going to need it even though you're working your core. He and I are still sweating pretty good.
Jason, I would think if you're doing something, it's better than nothing.
Exactly, of course. Especially this day and age, we're all stuck at home, so we want to make sure we're still moving around, still exercising, still burning some calories, and getting that heart rate up, and staying healthy and hopefully safe at home as well. So, with that being said, he and I are going to go ahead and start this warm-up. We're going to start with that walking in place. So just going to walk in place for 30 seconds.
This is my favorite one.
Just pumping those arms, bringing those knees up nice and light on the floor. Like Andy mentioned earlier, when we were off camera, he and I have soft footing. So when you're doing this, make sure you're taking care of those joints and not pounding the floor when you walk or run. Yep, you just want to nice and easy.
Balls of your feet?
Balls of your feet. Just tap down, right back up. So we got about 5 seconds left. Then he and I are going to take it up to a jog in place where light jog, pumping those arms in 3, 2, 1, light jog in place. Still picking those knees up, still like he said on the balls of your feet. So you should feel this in your calves because your heels aren't dropping down, just kind of like you're running outside. And that being said, if you don't want to do this warm up, that's totally fine. You can go outside, go for a quick walk or run or jog for 10, 15, 20, whatever, 30 minutes, however long you want to warm up, come back in, and you can do all the core strengthening exercises. Then from here, he and I are going to go into the jumping jacks. So legs together. He's going to start with regular ones. I'm going to show you the modification. In 3, 2, 1, go. Modify it here. If you need to, if you're getting that heart rate up, this is still going to do that for you, as the ones Andy are doing are going to get that heart rate up a little bit faster.
We did these when I was a kid.
Yeah. Oldies but goodies. Always get the heart rate up. Jumping jacks, jumping rope, push-ups, all that kind of stuff. Old exercises, but they still work, and we still do them today. And from here, we're going to go into those air squats in 3, 2, and 1. Take those legs shoulder width apart. Chest stays up, abs and core is tight. Sit back into your heels. Get down as low as you can. Up and down for 30 seconds. And doing these warm-up exercises should be about 10 to 20 reps in that 30 seconds anyway, so we're right on cue with that rep scheme, okay? So we got about 5 seconds left here. Then he and I are going to take it down to the floor, continue warming up that core with our crunches and heel touches. In 3, 2, and 1. So now we're going to take it down to the floor. Feet will be flat. Okay, feet will be flat. Knees will be flexed at 90 degrees. Our hands at our temple, make sure we're not pulling up on that neck, okay? And those elbows are out wide, and that chin is lifted, not tucked in. So you want to support the neck and have that neutral spine, okay? So he and I will go 30 seconds here. Just crunch up, Andy, and release. Just nice and easy, warming up those abdominal muscles here for 30 seconds. Again, about 10 to 20 reps. It should be in that 30-second time frame. So we'll go about 10 more seconds, and then we'll finish that warm-up with those heel touches. Finish it up in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Most important piece on that crunch is making sure you get those shoulder blades up so you're crunching that midsection, those abdominals, and keeping those elbows wide. You don't want to bring those elbows in tight, and you don't want to pull behind your neck. Okay, now our last one for warm-up. We're going to come up, get those shoulder blades off the mat, hands at our side, fingertips reaching for our heels, side to side for 30 seconds. Try and touch those heels, really working those rotating muscles, our internal and external obliques, keeping that chin up, looking up to the ceiling, reaching for those heels every time. And a good goal to have is try and touch your heel every time you reach down. We'll go for about 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job, okay? So now we're going to reach out real quick, stretch it out, catch our breath, because now we're going to go into all 15 core and lower back exercises, starting with what we did for warm-up with those crunches. So we're going to go 10 to 20.
Did you say 15?
I said 20.
No, 15 of these.
Oh, 15 exercises. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, you're right. 15 exercises, 10 to 20 reps. And Andy left it up to me to choose how many reps, so I think we'll just go with the maximum number of 20.
Oh, thanks, Jason.
Sound good to you, Andy?
You're the boss.
Hey, man, you got to work on that six-pack for the summer, you know?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. All right, hands at your temple. Right here, 20 reps. Follow along with me. Bring it up and down. 1, up, down 2, up, down 3, up, down 4, up, down 5, up, down 6, up, down 7. Remember to breathe when you come up. 8, take it up. 9, up. 10, halfway there, up. 1, up. 2.
That means 12.
3, yeah, up. 4, up. 15, is that better?
No, I'm okay.
16,
I'm a former PE teacher.
17, up. 18, up. 19, and 20. Good job. Feel those?
Yes, I felt
Oh
it.
yeah. Make sure on those you press that lower back into the floor so that those abdominals are doing all the work to lift up. Now he and I are going to go into those heel touches. Feet stay flat, knees stay flexed, hands at your side, and we're going to go 40 because we're going to do 1 to 1, okay? So we're going to fingertips reach for those heels, and here we go. Take it left, right, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, halfway, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 40. Good job. So with that one, you're going to feel it in your obliques, but since you're up and crunching, getting those shoulder blades off the mat, you're also going to feel it in your midsection as you're reaching side to side. Good job on those, Andy.
Yeah, thanks, Jason.
All right, buddy. Here we go. Next one, we go hands on our lower back. Those reverse crunches, where we pull those toes towards us, and our heels lightly tap the floor as we come down. So we're going to take it up for 20. Take it up and down. 1, up, 2, up, 3, up, 4. Lower abdominals working. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, halfway, 10, 9, 8, 7, there you go, 6, 5, 4, bring it up, 3, 2, and 1. Good. When you raise your feet or your legs off the floor, you're really trying to target those lower abdominals, and that's where you should feel it. All right, so our next one, we're going to keep our hands under our lower back, and we're going to go into our leg raises, so we're going to extend them out. We're going to point our toes. We're going to bring them up 6 inches off the floor. That's our starting point and ending point, and we bring them up perpendicular and back down. 1, up, down, 2, up, 3, up, 4, up, 5, up, 6, up, 7, up, 8, up, 9, up, 10, halfway, yep, 10, up, 9, up, 8, up, 7, up, 6, up, 5, up, 4, up, 3, up, 2, and last one, and relax. Again, should feel in those lower abdominals, and then without touching the floor, it keeps all the resistance, all the pressure on those abdominals to be working. And if you need to, yes sir.
Hey Jason, why do we put our hands under our hips like
We
that?
put our hands under our lower back to basically help support that lower back, because as you're raising your legs up, that lower back is also working. We also want to have support there because we need to press that lower back into something once our legs come off the floor.
Okay.
Because if your hands are at your side and you raise them up, once you raise them up, there's nothing to press your lower back into for more support. Okay, because lower back is a very important muscle, and over the years, sometimes the muscle weakens.
Right.
And we want to make sure that muscle stays working and strong, as well as our abdominal muscles.
Okay, thank you.
That was a great question, though. So our next one, we're going to kick those legs out, still keeping those hands under our lower back, and now we're going to bring those feet again 6 inches above the floor, and we're going to do our flutter kick. So we're going to do 40 of these. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 30, 2, 4, 6, 8, 40. Good job, buddy.
You too, man.
All right, thank you. So from there, you want to make sure that if it's hurting your lower back, even with your hands under there, you can raise them up a little bit higher, take the pressure off, and do your flutter kicks there. And even if that hurts, you can take them up perpendicular and do them there. You're still working your abdominal muscles. All right, so our next one from there, we're now going to take our hands out from our lower back, one of our harder exercises in this whole set. We're going to extend the feet, extend the legs, point the toes, arms overhead, and we're now going to go into those V-ups. So the goal of your V-ups is to get your fingertips reaching up to your toes, okay? Bringing your shoulder blades up and your feet all the way up into the air. Before we start these, if you need to, modify it and go one leg and then switch. And if you're doing 20, you would just do 10 on each side. So here we go. We're going to start those reps. Here we go. Take it up. 1, up, 2, up, 3, up, 4, up, 5, up, 6, up, 7, up, 8, up, 9, up, 10, halfway, 10 to go, 10, up, 9, up, 7, up, 6, up, 5, up, 4, up, 3, up, 2, up, 1. Woo!
I think I was more of a U than a V,
Oh,
Jason.
hey man, as long as you're working and getting those legs and arms and shoulder blades off the floor, it doesn't matter what letter you make. That looked good though. So that's one of the harder ones, because what you're doing there to make it harder is you're lengthening your lever. So think about it. Once you lengthen your arms out and your legs out, that lever is now extended, as opposed to if we were to do that with our elbows at our temple, okay? It makes it harder once we reach those arms overhead, okay? So again, you can modify that one with one leg. You can also modify that one with one leg and one arm if you want to, if you're not ready for both, or if you might have some range of motion issues in your shoulders. Totally fine, as long as you keep moving and doing that exercise. Our next one's we're gonna bring it up onto our mat. We're gonna go into our plank. So our planks, obviously we can't do a rep scheme. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna do 30 seconds front plank like we did in the previous video, and then we're gonna do side planks on each side, buddy.
Aren't these a lot of times called low planks?
Low planks are on your elbows.
Right.
Thank you. And high planks are up on your hands.
Okay.
So you can
What I thought.
decide which ones you want to do.
Thank
I'm
you.
going to go low plank, and then we're going to do 30 seconds, and then we're going to hit each side, left and right side. All right? So we go 30-second hold.
Sounds good.
You choose your position. We're going to stack those hands or elbows under our shoulders, come up on the balls of our feet, make sure our lower back is flat, hips are stacked, and our core is tucked in nice and tight, and our shoulder blades are pulled back into our back pockets. So all that pressure is not on our shoulders leaning forward, but in our midsection and our core right there. And make sure you don't drop your hips. That's going to put pressure in your lower back. Make sure you keep that back nice and flat. And again, don't raise your rear end up in the air, because then your core is taken out of the equation. So nice and flat right there. We got about 5 seconds left. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, so 30 seconds onto we're gonna go onto our right side. So I'm gonna go elbow down, okay? And Andy can choose his, but on these, you wanna make sure your feet are stacked, your hips are stacked, and everything's pointing to the outside. So I'm gonna take my elbow under my shoulder.
Okay.
I'm gonna take it up, feet, right foot on the floor, left foot on top. And if you need to, keep that hand down. If you can, bring that arm up. And we're gonna hold this position for 30 seconds. Remember to breathe, still keeping those hips stacked. That under oblique or right oblique is working the hardest, keeping it nice and tight there. And then extending that lever overhead makes it a little bit harder. About 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now to make that a little bit harder if you want to, you can stay on that elbow and raise that leg if you're ready for that. Or you can take it up to your hand and extend it and make it a little bit taller and make it less stable so it's harder for you to hold it, okay? Our next one, same thing, just on the opposite side. So we're gonna take it to our left elbow and stack that elbow into the shoulder. Left foot down, right foot stacked on top, and now reach that right arm up overhead, and we're gonna hold that for 30 seconds. Hips are stacked, everything's pointing forward. And if you need to modify it, you can drop down to your knees, okay? If you're ready for it, hold it straight up. About 10 more seconds. And then again, you can advance it by taking it up to your hand and raising a leg. And relax. Good job.
You too.
All right, buddy, we're getting there.
We're getting close.
All right, so next we have our V-sits, our seated V-sits. So this one we did from the previous HIIT video. Hands at our side. We're gonna kick our legs out in front. Before we start those reps, to modify, you can go one leg in and out. You can go both legs in, and when you come out, touch the floor to take a little bit of that resistance off. Otherwise, bring your knees into your chest and kick straight out in front. If you want to, bring your hands up to make it harder. Here we go, 20. Ready?
Yes, sir.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, halfway there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, good job, almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo!
Good job, Jim.
Good job, buddy. All right, way to go, man. Almost there. So now we're gonna lean back, keeping the heels down. You can modify it. If you want to raise those feet up, you can. But we're going to go into our oblique twist. So we're going to do 40 total. All right, 20 on each side. And Annie's already started. We're good. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 30, 2, 4, 6, 8, 40. Good job, buddy.
You too.
All right, here we go. Finishing up with that lower back. We're almost there, buddy. Almost done. All right, we're going to extend.
When we're done, I got a question for you.
That sounds good to me. I'm ready to roll. Here we go. Extending the arms and legs. All right, extending the arms and legs here. Working that lower back. Keeping everything on this one, hips all the way to our toes on the floor. Just raising up our arms and our chest torso area for our lower back extensions. If you need to modify it, bring those hands to your temple. Lengthening that lever makes it a little bit harder. Here we go. We're going to go 20 of these. Raise it up. 1, up. 2, up. 3, up. 4, up. 5, up. 6, up. 7, up. 8, up. 9, up. 10, halfway, up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! So again, smaller muscle group in that lower back, so it doesn't take much to burn it out. So that's why I'm only doing 3 lower back exercises. So again, you can modify that one with the hands at the temple, one arm out in front,
Right.
one hand under your forehead
Okay.
to help you raise up.
Okay.
All right, so our next one is going to be our Supermans, our Superwomans. This is now where we raise our arms and our legs together, squeezing that lower back at the top. So we're gonna do 20 of these. If you need to, you can modify this by opposite arm and leg together. That's a different version of the Superman or Superwoman, okay?
Okay.
So here we go. Both arms, both legs. If you need to, opposite arm, opposite leg for 20 reps. Take it up. 1, up, 2, up, 3, up, 4, up, 5, up, 6, up, 7, up, 8, up, 9, up, 10, halfway. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. All right, now on that one, on any of these lower back exercises, your goal is to get as high up and squeeze that lower back as much as possible. Okay, if you're not there yet, that's totally fine. You're gonna be gaining strength in that lower back and range of motion in that lower back the more you do these lower back exercises. Okay?
Okay.
Now we're gonna finish up with those swimmers.
Yes, sir.
All right? So this one is that Superman or Superwoman hold. So we're gonna just hold it up, and then our arms and legs are gonna move simultaneously together like we're swimming in the pool. Okay, so I'm gonna raise it up and hold it, and then up and down. Go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20.
Hey.
Halfway. 2, 4, 6, 8, 30.
Hey.
2, 4, 6, 8, 40. Good job.
Good job, Jason.
You too, man. Way to go. So, again, those lower back exercises, you can modify just as much as you can your core exercises. So, come on up. So, Andy and I did one round, okay? We still got a good sweat going on. It's designed for 1 to 3 rounds of 10 to 20 reps. So, whichever fitness level you're at, make sure you choose the proper amount of rounds you're doing. Rest at any time you need to. Grab some water, towel off, but make sure you stay hydrated. Even though you're just working core, we're still sweating. Our core gets nice and warm, and that's what makes us sweat, okay? So, again, if you need review of the exercises, you can see at the beginning of the video with the workout, warm-up and workout, okay? And we will continue doing fitness programming classes online. We have different things coming up in the future, so make sure you stay tuned in. I just want to thank Andy again for being
I do have a question.
Oh yeah, that's right. You do have a question. What's that?
Pretty simple question, but
Okay.
what happened to the old school sit-up? Where everybody, when we were growing up, maybe not when you were growing up, when I was growing up, we always locked
Full sit-up?
here. And we pulled like this.
Right. Well,
And, you
the
know.
full sit-up is still an exercise we do.
Right.
We just didn't do it on this video.
Okay.
Okay. And
But
the reason we don't
haven't they
do
gone
that,
away from this part?
gone
as
away
much?
from this because people, instead of using their core to pull themselves up, they're more pulling on their neck, which would put stress on their neck and in turn you
Cause
do that,
issues.
Cause issues. You do that so many times.
Right.
Whether you're growing up doing it in PE class or as you get older, the more you pull on that. And plus, as people get older, we might get some spinal issues, and
Right.
we don't want to be pulling
No,
on
it makes
that
sense.
neck.
Makes
Yeah.
perfect sense.
So, but yeah, you can still do the full sit-up, okay? I would just recommend, if he was down on the floor, me holding his feet, and then you crossing your arms over
Right.
and coming up
Or
that
even
way.
beside the
Or
temples.
beside the temple, just like we did
But
for the
yeah,
crunches.
don't yank on
exactly.
that neck like that.
But yep, but that's a great question. So again, we're going to continue doing these fitness videos. Stay tuned in. Again, thanks to Andy Crane for being my victim for two series in a row.
I enjoyed it.
And I enjoyed it as well. So please stay tuned in, and thanks for viewing. And if you have any questions, you can always email us with the email on the beginning of the video. So thank you very much, and everyone have a great day.
Thanks, everybody.